So we're just about to get back to the action here in Split, Croatia. It's the next block of games. It'll be the men's group stages, and we'll be kicking off with Belgium against Czechia. Belgium finishing 4th in Hamburg. They had an epic quarter-final against Portugal that went into extra time. You can watch that in full length on Rugby Europe's YouTube channel. Very much recommended if you like a bit of drama. And Czechia finished 9th. They beat Ukraine in that ranking final for 9th place. And they will definitely be looking to build on that this weekend. It's hotting up here a little bit. But the wind has not eased off, and I was just chatting to some players, asking what is that like down at pitch side, and they're saying it is swirling. It's not a predictable wind that's coming from one direction. They're getting gusts, and they can come from any direction. Very interesting geography here. You've got the mountains and the sea, and that does create this gusty wind at this time of year, apparently. I was talking to the locals last night about that. I didn't believe them. I said there's no chance of wind. It's a perfect weather, isn't it? And just around about 9 o'clock this morning, that wind really picked up. So we'll be back with that game in 8 minutes' time. Belgium against Czechia in the group stages of the men's competition. Alright, there we see the next block of games as planned. Belgium, Czechia kicking off at 12:30. We'll progress through Pool C, Pool B, Pool A, and Germany, the champions from Hamburg, playing Poland in that last men's fixture from the first block. The squad of Belgium. Vincent Hart, watch out for him. Ryan Godsmart, Gaspard Lally, a real speed merchant, and the try scorer extraordinaire, Martin Marine, another danger man. This Belgium team is stacked with big names from the European Sevens. Like I said, finishing 4th in Hamburg, looking to build on a great start to the series for them and maybe push for a podium finish here in Split. The Czechia team, some dangerous men in that lineup as well. Watch out for number 4, Adam Iraki. Watch out for number 6, David Surga. I remember him having a fantastic tournament a year ago. He didn't quite find his form in Hamburg this year, but he's a danger man, as is the number 7, Adam Koblic. That team also looking to build in this second leg of the Rugby Europe Sevens Championship. I know they were disappointed with their result in Hamburg, getting 9th place with a win against Ukraine in their ranking final. So ending that on a high and looking to bring a little bit of momentum over for the second leg here in Split. We're 2 minutes away from kickoff between Belgium and Czechia. This is day 1 of a 3-day tournament. We've got plenty more action to come. We'll be rounding up the group stages tomorrow morning, followed by the first ranking semis. And on day 3, the real business end of the tournament begins, and we'll be hoping to see a full stadium for that. The atmosphere here is fantastic, even though we've not got that many fans down yet. I can see Danish flags flying, I can see German flags flying, we've got Czechian flags, we've got Ukrainian. So a lot of these teams with a small contingent of fans already arrived in Split. And some real excitement for the Rugby Europe Sevens Championship, and the teams do take to the field now, getting the men's tournament underway. It will be Belgium against Czechia. There we see some Belgium flags as well next to the German. They can be a little bit difficult to distinguish, but the Belgians represented in the stands as well. Dan Evans of Scotland will be officiating this fixture with an expert eye for the detail. And I'm joined once more by Andy Knight with all his expert insights. And we're underway. Czechia really trying to put pressure on in the early moments of the game. Slight high shot there. And Belgium will have an opportunity to put this ball up the pitch and into touch for a line out.
Yeah, Ian, start of the men's tournament. This is going to be interesting. Belgium, as always, a strong team, but we're seeing that kick. They're not going as far as they'd like it to. That just shows you how strong that wind is. And I've just come from pitch side, and sure enough, my hair was getting blown around everywhere. But there's that short line out that quite a few teams, after just talking to them down there, are going to deploy to try and keep that ball a little bit lower because it is getting blown everywhere. But this game is all the hallmarks of being a cracker.
Indeed it does, and there we see the first break. Belgium streaking away to take the lead here.
Yeah, Morena there. I was waxing lyrical about him in Hamburg. I thought he was a great player there. And again, he's just shrugged his shoulders a little bit, put the pedal down, and off he goes from his own 10-metre line right the way through to the try line. But they've created that opportunity from basically nothing, so well played to Belgium on that occasion. There we see the replay, just the last moments of it, just under the post, but he's cruising through, and the conversion was good.
It was indeed, so we've got a 7-point lead for Belgium in the early stage of this game, just 2 minutes played. Czechia struggling to take that one, so Belgium once more on the attack. Godsmart gathers, steps and fends, beats a couple of defenders before he releases the outside players into space. And that is try number 2. Belgium extending their lead and taking the early control of this game after 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, quite simple stuff there, but really good continuity from Belgium. Just moving the ball into those wide channels, trying to hit the edges. And sure enough, they get into that 50-metre channel. It's just 1-2, 1-2, backwards and forwards. And well played Belgium, as we see the conversion going over as well, to take them to 14-0.
Getting back underway with a big high kick. Oh, and it's regathered by Gaspard Lally, and he's in the corner for his first try of the tournament. That must be one of the quickest tries we'll see all tournament.
Yeah, I don't think he'll get a much more simple try than that through the tournament. We know his speed, we know his power and his leadership qualities, but there it was just very easy for him just to run and gather that ball. I'm not sure what Czechia were doing. I think they lost sight of it a little bit, possibly. And yeah, Gaspard Lally just bounced on that one for his first try of the tournament. And I would suspect not his last.
Czechia with their first opportunity. And it's a penalty for them this time. Meraki takes it quickly.
Yeah, our first real opportunity to see Czechia with ball in hand and just getting a bit of control on it. Smashing up the middle, just trying to find those little gaps at the moment.
Yeah, and Czechia out to the left-hand side now with real intent in this attack. On the grubber, maybe not the best of options there, but he did get himself isolated. So Belgium now, through Godsmark, looking to create another attack. Just stepping and offloading. Looking for Morena, but Czechia getting in between that. And they have the ball now deep in the 22 of Belgium. It's their first try of the tournament. Fantastic play by Czechia, capitalising on the error from Godsmark, and they get their tournament off the mark.
Yeah, lovely little score by Komarek there down the right hand side. Belgium just a little bit loose, but there was a great chase back by Lally to start with, and then won the ball back. But then a little lackadaisical in the midfield from Belgium, allowing Czechia to get the turnover, and then just quite simple, get into the hands of Komarek. Who scores their first try.
And the cries of Czechia echo through the stadium. Their fans are absolutely delighted with that. Half a minute only left on the clock for the first half. And in the Croatian sun, Belgium just breathing deeply, making the changes. Morena leaves the pitch, and in his place, Erwin Murik. Lally looking for the gap, just knocked down as the Czechia player gets one leg, and that is the new man. Murik driving deep within the half. Lally with a miss pass out to Godsmark, and Godsmark with the fourth try for Belgium, the fifth try of the contest.
Yeah, that was a lovely play from Murik there, just to drive it up a little bit, get some control, set up the face play, and then Lally with a beautiful miss pass. Just saw the Czechia winger coming in and try and make the tackle, and he released Godsmark on the outside. As we see the kick going over, lovely kick going over.
26-5.
Takes us into half time, the whistle gone, the hooter gone, sorry. 26 points to 5 for Belgium. Very much in control of this game. Czechia needing to really pull themselves together a little bit, get some ball in hand, as we see the replay of that mispass from Lally to Godsmark. But Czechia need to get some ball in hand, get it moving a little bit, try and put Belgium under a bit of pressure. As we go into the second half here, I think Belgium will be quite happy with where they've managed to get to. 26 points to 5 up. Czechia with a lot to do here. Just need to get themselves back into the game somehow. Get some control of the ball. Hold on to it for a period of time and get a couple of scores on the board as Belgium kick off. A good long kick off, but well taken by Czechia as they move it from the middle out to the wider channels. Trying to probe those 15-metre channels, see if there's a way through. Taking a bit of contact and then bringing it back again.
Oh, and a big collision there. That was Murik again. He's really throwing his body weight around the pitch at the moment.
And there's quite a bit of body weight to throw around, isn't there? He's a big lad, but It wasn't him who got sin bin there. I'm just trying to see exactly who it is.
But as you look, Czechia are coming away on the attack, charging up towards the halfway line.
Yeah, Tornike Megaroche has been given a few minutes in the sin bin. As Czechia get the attack now, going down that 15 channel with the extra man advantage. Great steal from Voxmark, Bill.
And Belgium come away once more. And that's Murik again, throwing his body weight around, charging down the tram lines this time. He's a big old man and he's got some pace.
Yeah, he's definitely not just in there for his power, is he? We said this in Hamburg. He's got some pace about him. He's got a little bit of torque. And when he goes down that wing, he's very difficult to stop. So well played to Murik there, scoring under the post, making the kick nice and easy once more. Put Belgium into 31 points to 5 lead. Yeah, Belgium very much in control of this game as we see them make some more changes again, giving some players some rest time. So we well needed, especially with this yellow card in place as well. Going a bit longer with the kick again, giving Czechia the ball as we're seeing a bit of speed being introduced. It's a bit more hustle in there, that's good from Czechia. I don't know why they're going back to a blind side when they've got the numbers overlapped. To be keeping it where the numbers are, trying to break down this defence. Moving it to the wide channels once more. This is better from Czechia, it's a bit more continuity. Unfortunately though, kicking the ball to Murik, maybe not a great idea as he's made a fairly big mistake there as he tried to keep the ball in play when there was no real need to, giving Czechia the easy out for a little Dutch touchdown there as he held his hands on his head there, knowing exactly what he had done there. But well played from Czechia, starting to move the ball, a little bit more hustle there. Ball in hand, and then the little kick through, which was an option, maybe not one that I would have liked to or would have expected to play. Murik got back there, but then yeah, the silly error. But when you're 31 points up, I think, or 33 points up, you can probably afford to make these little mistakes.
3.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, it happens, doesn't it? They won't be too upset. They're putting themselves in the right positions to come up with points, and I'm sure they'll do it again. Belgium 33, Czechia 10. 3.5 minutes left to play.
The kick not going 10, just a fundamental error there. Easy out for Belgium. They get the ball back here. They'll get in there. Standard pyramid shape here. 3 on one side, 3 on the other. I expect we'll see someone coming from pace from one of the wings, smashing through the middle. They love to take it one way, throw a little cut move, and open up a weak shoulder somewhere. So that man Murik again. Good power, good pace. Again, moving the ball into the side to side, wide channels again. Not scared to take the contact when they have to. Quick ruck ball again, moving it away from that first receiver, not quite the most accurate of passes or catches. Czechia quick to the breakdown, but unfortunately didn't roll away. So just giving the ball back to the Belgian team on the halfway line. They will opt for the scrum here, especially now that they're back up to their full quota of 7 players. Again, they've got opportunities both sides of the field. They're right in the middle here. Lovely little break from Belgium, sneaking up the near side towards us, putting it in the hands of Vincent Hart there, now moving it back to the far side. It's good play from Belgium, moving side to side, just trying to open up those gaps, try and pull the Czechia defence out, but on this occasion, sealing off the ball was the call from the referee, giving Czechia another chance to launch an attack here. Bringing it to the 15-metre channel, still trying to probe this tight side, draw in a couple of defenders. It's good quick balls, good recycling. A little bit stuck here, just coming back the same way. Has created an opportunity though. That looks like it's Borecki going down, chased back by Kuplan, but Borecki gets the second score, third score, for Czechia. Well played. That's a bit better from Czechia now. They're starting to move the ball a little bit. Get the ball into positions where they can manipulate the defence to create those opportunities, create those overlaps, create those 2v1s. It's a good way for them to finish. I'd like to have seen them doing this from the start though. Good kick-off again. A bit of a chase on. Taking a little cut back, wanting to come long. And a bit of crossing, the referee's calling a little crossing, so Czechia, one last chance here to maybe get some more points on the board. Every point counts. Route 1, straight up the middle. That's Pavel who's going over for the score.
Let's see the conversion will be 22.
So Czechia coming back at the end, a little bit stronger. But a lot to play for in the future games.
And it is good. It's 22. Let me hear some Czechia fans on the stand. Good. 33-22.
So 33-22, Belgium. I think they
Good job, boys. Good job.
really did cruise that game a little bit, but it's great to see Czechia coming back into it. They'll go a bit more confident going into their second game when it comes around. But Belgium, good start for them, good bit of continuity. They managed to use a lot of their players in the squad as we move on to the next game, which will be
The whole
Italy,
fans are going crazy.
Ukraine. We'll be with that game in just a few
Yes, my people. At the end, Emil Toccara.
back for the next match, for the next competition. Say hello to the teams from Ukraine and Italy.
And back to the action for the men's pool stages. The Ukraine against Italy. Italy with a fantastic tournament in Hamburg, Andy. They went all the way to third place.
Yeah, they had a good tournament there. They brought a few new players into the fold. I haven't seen their team manager and coaches yet to discuss what their team looks like, but looking at the players, there seems to be quite a few of them. Still the same there. My favourite, Francesco Cruzen, number 2. Back in the squad again, unfortunately not starting in this game. But they've got some good players there. You will all make a difference when they come on as well. Christian Lai, another one as well. Had a great tournament, so let's see what they can do in this tournament.
Absolutely, let's see. Time will tell. They have a good opportunity now though, attacking in the 22 of Ukraine.
Yeah, we're just seeing the wind there. There's a perfect opportunity to see the flight of the ball. As the Italians made that long pass out, the ball was just wiggling around everywhere as they get back into the attack. Great defence from Ukraine, but not quite strong enough.
Yeah, and just being dragged over the touchline there. Getting a little bit too close to the tram lines.
Yeah, it was still strong defence. Good. Gives Italy the put in. It'll be interesting to see in this line out if they go high with it. With a strong wind. They do, and they win it.
Yeah, it's a very good line out there. Opportunity to attack on the left hand side. That's a strong fend. Good wee leg drive. Just up to within 1 metre of the try line. So Ukraine counter that ruck, and they do so very effectively. Turnover. Just when it counted. Oh, I'm breaking a tackle. And another. Extending the legs. He's not quite got the pace to go all the way. And was just lacking a little bit of support on that occasion. But Ukraine finding a lot of space here. That's Sivak. Little experienced man from Ukraine. A real live wire. But it's costing the ball on this occasion. And Italy now. This is a long phase of play, Andy. And you can see the players are starting to get a bit tired.
Yeah, it's a long phase, but a good phase. There's some great support work, some great defensive work as well. Now they just want to get control back again. Get settled so they can set up something so that they can start to move forward once more. Got a man out wide here. If they can get to that wide side, outside channel, create the 2-on-1. There it is. Lovely work from Italy there.
Yeah, and charging over the line for the first try of the fixture. After 2.5 minutes, that was all it took. Italy get off the mark. And from the defence to the attack, every player was involved in that, weren't they, Andy?
Absolutely.
Real team effort.
Yeah, absolutely. They worked hard for each other there to get him back and then getting the ball set again, getting into a good position. I loved how they held their width there. And they still managed to get the ball out to that wide player. They had the confidence to move that ball. But Ukraine really well. They did really well to keep control for a moment. And it's Sivak, I think that that decided to put the boot to ball, which maybe he should have just kept it in hand for a little bit. However, it is what it is, as they say. You see a knock on from Italy there on the kickoff. So Ukraine have the ball in hand once more.
Yeah, and that's a wee man Sivak again, looking to create something as he always does. Going down the right hand side, they've stacked it with 3 players. Oh, and just carrying that ball in one hand. Tempting fate. And that coughs up possession once more. Italy will have the opportunity from scrum time.
Yeah, Davidoff there just trying to get that hand free, and unfortunately not quite got the ball grip. to hold on to it, to get the offload there. He was disappointed, as you can see, but there's another player who had a really good tournament in Hamburg as well. You know, very much a leader in this team and does by example, and just trying a little too hard there maybe at this early stage of the game. So the Italians picking up from the scrum, just setting the ruck up, but when onto the ground, holding on the ground, giving the ball back to Ukraine.
Yeah, so pretty errors strewn up to now, neither team really getting into flow. That is to be expected quite often in these first games of a big tournament.
Yeah, as we said, this wind's playing a little part in the game as well. It is early stages, so just trying to sort each other out a little bit and suss each other out, and sort themselves out, get into the right position. So here we're saying scrum time for Ukraine. Sneak up that blind side, Sivak once more. Taking a bit of contact, but ball getting ripped off him. One-on-one contact. He'll be disappointed at losing the ball, but the Italians will be very happy at managing to get that ball off him.
Yeah, Vadim Sivak, he's a real danger player. He creates a lot for Ukraine, but he'll be really frustrated. He's cost them the ball twice in these opening exchanges.
Luckily his teammates have helped him out here, so they've got ball in hand again as they move into the wider channels and really attacking this outside area.
Shashero working hard through that contact. Oh, and they snap back, but number 10 didn't read the play, and they get caught just behind that advantage line. Sivak once more, looking to create, and he follows up with a little bit late in support, and once more Italy getting the ball slightly too cheaply, Andy, and they're straight into transitioning into attack. Try number 2. Who have we got there? I think that's Bruno, Lorenzo Maria Bruno. Your number 12 from Italy, extending the lead.
Yeah, the Ukrainians seem to be leaving Sivak to do a lot of their work at the moment, and at that breakdown, not only did he make the pass, someone went into contact, they're expecting him to then go and seal the ball, and he he couldn't get there quick enough. He wasn't the nearest man. Should have been someone else in there, and he becomes the playmaker. So Ukraine just need to work themselves out a little bit. Don't ask him to do everything, because at the moment he's very much the man that's in control, the man that's leading it. But well played from Italy, out on it, and then to get through for the tries of Bruno, I think he said, for the score. So well done, Italy.
Yeah, well done, Italy. They've got a job to do this weekend, and that's the right way to start it. Going into half time with the lead. Coming up after this game, we will have the start of the Pool B fixtures. Pool B featuring France, Portugal, Georgia and Lithuania. Now Lithuania, we might not associate them as being one of the powerhouses of European rugby, but they're developing their game very well there and pushed Belgium all the way to the wire in Hamburg, so watch out for them. Georgia were undefeated in their group in the last leg. And Portugal and France, we know all about the danger that they present. So Pool B is a real hot one, and that's coming up after the next 7 minutes of rugby between Ukraine and Italy. There we see a little bit of the surrounds of this stadium. We're sitting in a beautiful context here with the mountains on one side of us, the sea on the other, and this stiff breeze causing havoc, unfortunately, for the players at the moment. We will see how that progresses. But we have a beautiful location here in Split in Croatia. And the atmosphere is really just very positive here. Fans soaking up the sun, players watching, and everyone having a good laugh. So here we go, Italy with the ball. Little half break there. Lobe. And they recycle onto the left hand side where they find the overlap. Bursting up the park. Now that was no obstruction because he was behind the ball, the Italian supporting player. They're able to recycle. It is in fact an Italian advantage. And they keep working down this left-hand side, stretching for the line and dotting it down. That was Ghesi, Simone Ghesi of Italy extending the lead.
Yeah, that was a lovely initial break there. I think it's Belloni that did the initial break, even handing off his own man to, as he tried to give the offload, he was just too close to him, so hand off to his own man, and then his man was there for support. Great work from Ghesi, just to Simone Ghesi, just to be there in support as well. We saw Ukraine really pushing up in defence on the outside, so he had to come back to this near side. But yeah, the gaps were there, and unfortunately Ukraine couldn't keep them out on that occasion. As we just see the kick there, we just see the strength of the wind. That kick didn't even cross the 22-metre line.
Oh, the good little low kick-off there from Italy. That was a sensible solution to these conditions. And they have possession from their own kick-off after just extending their lead. So Italy in full control of this second half already. Moving the ball well. Building up patiently, working hard off the ball to get into playable positions. That was Ndumbe Lobe. He scored a lot of tries in Hamburg, but he loses possession on this occasion through the penalty.
Yeah, the kick-off option there from Francesco Cruzo, my favourite player for Italy. Really good one, and they won it back, which is great. You know, that's when you do these smart things, you've got to try and win them back. We've seen Belgium tried it as well, and it didn't work, but when you get possession back, it's great. However, we got a little turnover, so good defence from Ukraine to get that turnover, to work hard down there, get the ball. Now, with that kick with the wind, you've got a little bit of territory gained. Let's hope that they can win this line out and launch an attack. 10-metre line, Italy's 10-metre line here. As we see another change coming. Coach is ringing the changes, bringing some fresh legs onto the field.
Yeah, changes from both sides, as you say, Andy. Italy bringing on their number 10 and their number 3. That's Michiel Mba and Christian Lai. Now, Christian Lai is a real live wire. Scores tries for fun and sets them up just as often. So Italy with a bit of depth in their squad. They've built that nicely over the past seasons.
Yeah, they've got the opportunity to be in that top 4 as well. Definitely got the skill levels, got the squad depth as well. They just need to pull it together on the day and have a little bit of luck come their way. And when we see this wind, you know, they utilise the wind to their advantage as well. So let's see what they can do. But 19-0 at the moment, still plenty of time for Ukraine to get back into this. 3 tries, very doable, and this time in 7s.
So first of all, we've got to get the line out right on a windy day like today. That is not an easy task. Sivak throws well, and Ukraine do get the opportunity to attack from deep here. This looks good. There's a lot of good pace on the outside shoulder. The Italian, I think that was Christian Lai, just stuck out a hand and seemed to have knocked that on, but judged to have gone backwards by the referee. So Italy may be slightly fortunate there, but you do need a little bit of luck sometimes in rugby. And they build from their own 22. That is Lai. Ndumbe Lobe, not quite able to get free, but making real meters. Christian Lai again, stepping and driving. Lobe recycles. And you hear the fans getting excited. That's a Ukrainian contingent you can hear here. Italy with the footballing skills. Will he get the dot down? No. And that was well dealt with by Davidov, the big man who worked hard to get all the way back there. I think it was Davidov. But he's cleared the ball off the park. And it will.
Yeah, it should be a scrum 5 here. I think he kicked it from infield. It wasn't in the dead ball. It was Cruzo that had initially done the kick and chase from Italy, followed by the second kick on, trying to show his Italian football skills, which are maybe not as good as they used to be. This Italian team not making the World Cup, but Scotland did. Just want to say that to all my Italian friends out there. However, Davidov worked really hard to get back and save the day for his team at this moment. However, it is a scrum on the 5-metre line of Ukraine for Italy. Big open spaces to attack.
And they go down the blind hand side, but unfortunately just the pass in the back of the supporting player, and Ukraine are able to defend it well, putting on the pressure on that contact point as well, driving over.
There's no electricity.
No?
No, yeah.
So Italian scrum. The game just a little bit stop-start again, some technical inaccuracies creeping in these dying stages. We've got 2.5 minutes left to play in the second half. Italy look to have control of it. And it's a penalty. So they're off. Tapping quickly, inside ball. That was a good line. That just holds a few defenders as well. There must be space on. Over-committing slightly to that breakdown. The Italians really forced to put in the supporting players, and so there wasn't as much space as I thought. Here they come again, though. Now there is space on that left-hand side. And a good burst. Dragged down, offloading, well offloading again. I feel they made it a little bit harder for themselves than it needed to be, Andy, but they have got in under the sticks.
Yeah, Scalabrin going over there. Lovely offloads. I mean, that's great support play. Players throwing the ball around, and they're confident of Bozzoni throwing it up in the air, knowing that his players were going to be there. And then I think it was Ndobe Lobe, or was it some? I think Ndobe Lobe was there as well. But yeah, they're having the confidence. You know, they're at a stage where they're over 20 points up, and they're quite happy to throw it about. But yeah, as you said, they made it a little harder than it should have been. However, it just shows a little bit of Italian flair there. They've got the ability, so why not practice it while we can, as we see the kick going over.
Yeah, I think Italy will be absolutely delighted with this first game. Job well done. Keeping a clean sheet, 0 conceded points, is always of advantage in the pool stages of this tournament. And Ukraine looking again, if he could just have got that ball away a little bit earlier. They're creeping up quite flat, aren't they, the Ukrainians? They just don't have that much time in the ball. The opportunities do seem to be there.
Yeah, it was a great chop tackle, though. You know, took him down. So well played. But what I've been liking about this Italian defence is they've kept Sivak out of the game almost completely in this second half. He's hardly touched the ball, and he is very much their playmaker and their controller in the first half. So maybe the coaches have seen this at half time and said, let's keep it away from him when he's on the left, let's move it to the right. And that seems to have not destroyed the Ukrainian attack, but certainly slowed it down and made them have to find another playmaker, which is the disadvantage of controlling your game around one player. But in saying that's a lovely line out, and he gets the ball back again to move it into the wide channels.
Yeah, they're just looking to release someone down that outside channel. But once more, just losing possession. Andy, just thinking about this Italian team, you know, they got third place in Hamburg. How much potential do they have in this tournament?
Yeah, based on that, I mean, they weren't outstanding. I would say they were not outstanding in that game. They're not up against the best opposition. However, in game one, they had used the majority of their bench there. Everyone's got some game time. They have shown that they can attack from depth, they can attack from their own line, and at the same time, they have the ability to offload and try some of the fancy moves. So I think there's definitely some ability in that team, and the second game will tell us a little bit more about where they are at the moment. But on this occasion,
Group stages in Hamburg, they looked to have the potential to go all the way, but they were dragged down in the quarters. So they'll really look to build on that. Portugal, we know all about their potential, and they will also look to improve on their finish from Hamburg. So Portugal playing from left to right in the red kit that we know. Georgia playing from right to left in their dark blue change kit. And they will have the privilege of kicking off this fixture.
yeah, Ian, this has got the potential to be a really good game if both teams are on form. As you said, Georgia winning lots of their group matches in Hamburg, but Portugal disappointed with their 8th place finish in Hamburg, maybe not to their best potential. So let's see if they come back after a couple of weeks of training and probably a few shouts from their coaches.
Yeah, Georgia with the first opportunity in this game, charging down the tram lines there, getting dragged down just before the Portuguese 22. So they recycle and go wide once more. Great technical ability within this Georgian setup. Into the middle of the field, little wrap around and a miss pass, bouncing dangerously but well gathered. Lutidze having a heavy influence in the opening exchanges. Oh, the lovely little step, just creating the gaps. Portugal defence scrambles and recovers well though. Look, they've got their shape right back. Oh, the lovely little step and a weave and a twist and a turn leading to Georgia's first try. Georgi Yobaba of Georgia getting this fixture going.
Yeah, an exciting first couple of minutes there, minute and a half. Lots of movement of the ball. Portuguese defence not quite structured as well as they'd like to be, but at the same time Georgia playing at pace, moving the ball wide. We saw that missed pass which did bounce off the ground, but you saw what he was trying there. And then eventually that little gap opening up for Yobaba to go on for the first score.
Yeah, absolutely, Andy, and that's what you want, isn't it? When you're playing that kind of wide tactic, you're expecting to manipulate that defence and create an opportunity somewhere through the middle, and it's exactly what happened for them. So by attacking those edges, they've really got that Portuguese defence working hard. Oh, and Georgia taking their own kickoff, rising for a beautiful overhead catch. Andy's pointing to the team sheet, and I don't even want to pronounce that name. So Georgia is on the attack. Once again, they look to go wide. Powering down the 15-metre line. And they're rewarded with a penalty. So Portugal being sent back 10 metres on this occasion.
Yeah, Georgia have come out firing, haven't they? They've definitely got the bit between their teeth here. They're moving the ball really well. That kick-off, what a rise from Janela Chechi.
Good one,
I
Andy.
apologise to all Georgians listening.
Out to the wing once more. Ali Begashvili. What a guy. And this time the penalty does go to Portugal. In their own 22, tapping. Putting in the footwork before he distributes. And there's some space out on that left-hand side. Closed down very quickly by the Georgian defence. But Portugal now up to the 10-metre line and still keeping the ball alive, still running. Pinning back the ears and weaving through the defence. Oh, maybe getting slightly isolated, but good job from the supporting player, and it is a high tackle. Portugal, will they look to keep the momentum going? They take a breather. Good call, if you ask me, Andy.
It probably is here, and I do think that Portugal's game is a fast game. I think that's when they really come into their own, is when they play at pace and they do go quickly. But then it's good to see that they have the sense to just slow it down after going quickly from their own 22. They now get into a strong position where they can launch a set-piece attack. Max Kuts on the wing here. He's got some good footwork. If they can get the ball into his hands, he's also a very tall player that loves to offload that ball with one hand as well.
So, and here we go with Portugal. Georgia getting over in a beautiful position over that ball. That is a textbook jackal, and he shows his biceps to his mates on the bench. Have a wee flex, mate. You earned it.
Yeah, it was good body position, wasn't it? Just getting there before the Portuguese second player could come in and gets his hands on it, and they're giving the referee the perfect picture to say that's a turnover and a penalty to Georgia as they can now launch an attack from their own half.
Oh, Yobava thinks he's seen an opportunity down the blind side. Portugal were awake to it though. Oh, now they do find the gap once more in the middle of the park. Oh, unfortunately the player just rolling away out of that breakdown has just tripped the approaching Georgian, so that's what the reason for the penalty. Absolute correct decision. Slightly unfortunate though, because the Portuguese player on the ground was working hard. He couldn't really do much more there.
Yeah, unfortunate, but it's part of the game. You know, you've got to roll the right way as well. However, well played from Georgia. They're showing very. Oh, that could be a bit forward.
Oh, it's a beautiful flat pass, whether it's forward or not. Lutidze with the hard line, and he comes up, trumps. I agree with you, Andy. I think it drifted forward. I think it was more than flat. We might see that in the replay, but regardless, the try has been awarded, so it wasn't clear and obvious enough for the referee, and it was a beautiful line, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a great line. He had the option of the pass out the back, but on this occasion went flat flat to Ricci. And he went strolling through with his big beard under the post for another score.
Georgi Babinashvili with the conversion, adding the extras. Georgia extend their lead to 14 points. 20 seconds left on the clock in this first half. Antonio Costa on the Portuguese team waiting to receive this kick. He is a big boy. I want to see him with the ball in hand. As the hooter sounds. Oh, a big hit in the midfield. A little bit of chaos there. The referee says everything was legal, so we will carry on. And Portugal maybe just with an opportunity to get on the board before half time.
Yeah, the referee going back for the penalty. We saw the Georgian player retreating in the way of the dummy half there, trying to get the ball out. But as we say, Portugal got the opportunity here if they can get into the channels.
That's the man. That's who I wanted. That's Antonio Costa. Big, powerful runner. And Portugal now up into the 22. Going from strength to strength. Oh! Commentators curse. I should have kept my big mouth shut, Andy.
Yeah, I mean, great Georgian defence though. They got themselves back there. They worked hard to get that flat line and that structure in place, and then forced that little error from Portugal. It was just simple. It's just a little hit of the hand. It wasn't anything nasty, but unfortunately, still a knock-on as they take it into half-time. 14-0 to Georgia.
Yeah, the real tight group here, Andy. I've mentioned it a couple of times. We've got Portugal and Georgia that are watching this fixture, and straight afterwards we're going to have the pleasure watching France against Lithuania. Lithuania pushing Belgium all the way to the wire in the group stages in Hamburg. So don't. Where we will crown the champions of European Sevens Rugby 2026. Portugal, who finished 5th in Hamburg with a big win against Great Britain in the ranking semi-final and a solid win against Spain in the 5th place final. They are still to get on the scoreboard here, and that's exactly what they'll look to do in the early stages of this half if they are to turn it round here. And they win back their own kickoff, so a good central kick down the middle. But Georgia hustle to come up with the ball. And straight transitioning into the attack, moving the ball. Oh, and it's another repeat of that hard line that we saw. Scored a try off it the last time, but this time the Portuguese up for the challenge. And Georgia will need to be a little bit more creative than that. Little scissors back down to the short side. We've not seen much of that from Georgia yet. Oh, and the counter-ruck comes on. Portugal dealing well with the pressure in these early stages of the second half. 1 minute played. And Portugal are off the races, but he's slightly isolated there. His supporting players are watching him. They're there now. So good reactions in the end. And looking to attack and keep the ball alive. Avoiding the contact where they can. Moving it on, looking for space. There doesn't seem to be much as Georgian defence working incredibly hard for each other. And Portugal maintaining possession well, going through the phases in this attack. Costa moving it on once more and hitting it back again, a second touch on the ball. Beating a challenge, and now the space is there on the scissors, under the posts. Number 11, Maximilian Kutz. You called him before the game even got going, Andy. He's one of your favourite players, isn't he?
Yeah, I love the little run there from Max Kutz. I mean, to be fair to Hayden Hahn, he was the one that took the initial tap penalty. I don't think everyone was ready for it, because I think we all thought he was going to kick that down for the line out, take a little breather there. But he wanted to get it going. As I said at the start, I think that the Portuguese game is when they go quickly. They have that ability. They're now switched in. They're now turned on to this game. I think that they've started to see the support play. They've started to see the opportunities. Georgia are a great team, but if you start messing them around and playing an unstructured game against them, that kind of throws them a little bit. So some great players, you just said. Costa getting on the ball twice, so they're getting on the ball. They're not going into as much contact as they have been previously. This is freeing up, and as I said, my man Max Kutz going over there for a lovely try there to bring it to 14 points to 7.
Yeah, and what a great attack that was, going all the way from their own 22 and dotting down under the posts. So Portugal right back in it here. They go for another short kick, but it's slightly too short. And Georgia with the free kick.
Yeah, Diaz not quite getting the extra metre on that to get it to the 10-metre line and getting the opportunity. I mean, Kutz is the man who goes underneath these usually for the tap downs, but couldn't quite get it to there. So Georgia ball, good opportunity for them to attack from.
Oh, and the space comes down the left-hand side. Portugal not defending the fringe as well. And Georgia just ice cold in the way they take advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah, you can see, I'm not sure who it is, the Portuguese player, he just jumped out as if it was going to be a pass going to the open side, and the ball hadn't quite come out of the ruck, so he cleverly just moved back, but then the Georgian player just saw the gap down the blind side, because it left the Portuguese flat-footed and raced in from almost the halfway line for a lovely score.
21. 3.5 minutes to go. Georgia's in the lead.
Yes, Georgia in a commanding position now. We've got 3 minutes left to play in the second half. They've got a 2-try advantage. And Portugal being pinned back into their own 22. They move the ball in the width very nicely. Good footwork there. And the Portuguese really do keep that ball alive well. Costa. Patient build-up. Oh, and the missed pass working well on this occasion. Moriera on the outside channel, getting the ball and playing back on the inside. And we know Portugal can go the length of the pitch. They've done it once already. Oh, lovely little sleight of hand, just tapping that ball on. Again, the ball handling from this Portuguese team is excellent. And a lovely inside line, casual as you like, with a one-handed pass. Maximilian Kutz gets his second.
Yeah, that was really good continuity from Portugal there. They were patient, the passes were good, they went side to side, waiting for that opportunity for the defence to come out of position. And then, as you just said, one-handed passes here and there, but the support play was excellent. Players were working for each other, bringing them back to within a score to level this game up. All to play for, all to play for.
Absolutely, it is all to play for, and we're going to see a real exciting finish to this game now. 21 points to 14. And a fantastic kick again, once again from Portugal. Really difficult to gather for Georgia, but they do so well. It was messy, but they've managed it. Georgia will not want to take the foot off the gas here just because they have a slight lead. They will feel the need to finish the job they've started. On bursting down the right hand side now with the kick in field. Lovely play. That's your man, 99, Archvadze. Archvadze with the try, extending the lead. Andy, what a great little kick that was.
Yeah, it was a really good play to get down to this outside line in the 50 metres channel and create a 3-on-2. And then he put the kick through, and you saw again it was Max Kutz who's been doing a lot of work there. Didn't have the gas to get back, and Archvadze has really got the pace on there. And we saw him working really hard when he was in Hamburg as well. I think he was the young one that quite often came on for Matthias Yashvili. So he may be coming into the game a little bit more. But yeah, great play, great vision to see the space in behind, and great pace to finish it off as well.
And the conversion was good.
Yeah, and just as it did a couple of weeks
Perez, Edo Martin. Lithuania getting hands on ball nice and early.
So Andy and me playing musical chairs here as the action is underway. France really putting Lithuania under pressure. Oh, that is the first try, and it's a beautiful fend. Easy as you like. Karaba. Karaba. Sorry for butchering your name, mate. It was a beautiful try.
Number 1, Joe Kere Karaba.
And the kick is good as well. France taking an early lead in this fixture, Andy. They're up to 7 points within a minute.
Yeah, as I was just saying earlier, they've got a strong squad with them again. They've definitely got a huge amount of ability within that team, no matter who goes on the field. And yeah, they're showing their power and pace there with a lovely kick-off at the start, and then the following up from Kera Karaba for the score. But unfortunately, the kick not going 10 this time. We've seen that with a few teams now. That's what wins, getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah, it's strong, it's unpredictable, so if you're going for these kicks, these contestable ones, we've only got fine margins, it's really risky. But they'll defend this fine. And piling in to counter that ruck, and the ball squirts out the side. Not legally done, though. There was a foot in there somewhere. So Lithuania, they'll fancy their chances from this position.
Yeah, I suspect they'll take a scrum here and try and launch from this position, try and get into some outside channels and see what speed the French have, which we know they've got speed, but if you're being attacked at speed, then it's not so easy to defend.
Indeed. So there we see a very distinguished gentleman, number 5 from France, Stephen Perez. Looking to pressurise his Lithuanian counterpart, but they're off, picking and going and distributing well. Up into the French 22, so a positive set piece on that occasion from Lithuania as they distribute back to the wide right hand side, looking to find a bit of a space or an opportunity there. And France once more piling, overcommitting at that breakdown that's given Lithuania the chance. Paris with the tackle, but the offload sits, and that's Taujanskas for Lithuania in the corner. Been watching him for a couple of years now, and he's an exciting player.
Yeah, lovely little play there from Soto there, just at the base of the ruck, just to go around the tight side. Good defensive cover from from Perez, on Soto. But then great follow-up from that man Taujanskas, who, as you say, he's been very much a stalwart in this team for a number of years. But he was out of that scrum quickly, got there in support, which is great stuff. Really well done. As we see the conversion from Preladis not quite going over. 7 points to 5.
Oh, and I really enjoy watching this Lithuanian team, Andy. They're great athletes, great technical ability, and they just do the simple things well, and I love to watch that on a rugby pitch. So getting things back underway, it will be Arnas Preladis. He's been very good for Lithuania over the years as well. And the kick was very good one, hanging in the air forever, but France dealing with it with all the experience they have. Quick ball from that breakdown, recycled nicely. And they do come back down onto this left-hand side. Stephen Perez distributing out to the wide right. A hard line. Breaking tackles for fun. The French charge over the 10-metre line. Oh, and a nice deep pass there, unlocking the spaces. Oh, before a big hit comes in, Preladis gathers that loose ball. Looks to move it to a colleague in space. Taujanskas says, let's just tidy things up. but the French counter-ruck, and that's a real feature of their defensive game, isn't it, Andy? We've seen the French do that often.
Yeah, they know when to hit and when not to, and on this occasion when you're deep inside the opposition 22 is a great opportunity to really put pressure on, put a high press on, really force the hand of the opposition who are trying to get out from their own 5-10 metre line. And yeah, France are they're strong players. There's a lot of leg drive goes into these. They may not look like the biggest upper body team around, but what a leg drive goes in. And we actually saw someone just get taken into the dead ball area because they were just driving them through, which technically is illegal, but you get away with it if it looks good, and they're showing good pictures to the referees at the moment. So well played to them to put the Lithuanians under pressure on their own 5 metre line.
Absolutely immense pressure, and that pressure will not cease as France do have the opportunity from the scrum. They play down the right hand side. Paris going on his own. He's in easy as you like. The supporting players just distracting the defenders as they try to rush into a good covering position. Paris making easy work of that situation.
Yeah, he talked about their defence. The French defence is amazing, and that's a very strong part of their game. But how do you combat the speed of Paris there coming off that scrum 5 metres out? It's very, very difficult to stop that man from that kind of range without putting an extra man over. And if you do that, it means there's a 2-on-1 in another area of the park. So well played to France. A well-deserved try there after the pressure. Created that opportunity for them to go over to take them up to 12 points to 5.
Yeah, we approach the half-time here. Just got 30 seconds left in the clock, a little bit under that. And Paris puts up a good contestable kick. That's what you want to see. We've seen a lot of teams struggle to really hit that spot, and he's found it. Lithuania pushing up hard in defence there, but France more than up to the challenge. On stepping and just driving and trying to free up the hands of the offload. He thought about it, reconsidered at the last moment, and out down the right hand side here, down the left hand side, sorry. Keeping the ball alive. That's Le Flamand, Merlin the Magician, with his first try of the tournament.
Merlin the Magician, exactly. I think the score was created to him a lot earlier in the set play, but again we're seeing the continuity, the teamwork, the ability to know what each other's doing in that French team. There was some great stuff in there. Matiron as well, lovely little offload from him with some side skipping, and then the offload just almost a no-look pass, giving the opportunity for Merlin Le Flamand to go in for the score.
The fans are soaking up the sun, enjoying a very relaxed atmosphere here. The vibe is good, it's positive, it's sunny. Everyone enjoying themselves at the Sevens Rugby. France leading Lithuania 17 points to 5 in this Pool B fixture. Yeah, and France came out quickly. They got that first try within the first minute, Andy. And Lithuania looked to really come back strong. What's going wrong for them now? Why weren't they able to keep that effectiveness throughout the half?
I think it's pure and simple that France are too good. I think France are putting the pressure on them, not allowing them to play as much rugby they want to. And then when France do get turnover, they hold on to ball, and as we've seen 4 out of the 5 times, 4 out of the 5 times they've gone the full way up the park and three scores, and the other one were just held back slightly. But the French are just too good at the moment, Ian. I think that's what I would say, that their control of the game, both in defence and in attack, is excellent. And the teamwork, their ability to play for each other is not the way they're not finding any gaps anywhere.
Said that, they've got the one score in already. There's definitely opportunity. Now they have to win to year one, which will be a little bit different. Interesting to see how France approach the second half with that win.
Indeed. So, just about ready to get back underway here. Prelides weighs up his options. They know exactly what's to be done in the second half. Maybe just looking to turn the French there, but the kick's not really gone quite long enough to do so. So France just comfortably taking the kick off. Le Flamand distributes. On the snap back onto the right hand side. That's Le Flamand again. Merlin Le Flamand gets the ball to Paris. A lovely little interchange there. Not forcing anything, just building up this attack well. And Lithuania able to put some pressure on there. Their defence is well organised again. And France see the space in behind. No sweeper in place for the Lithuanians. Can they regather? That's bounced off a knee. And now it is kindly in the hands of number 55, Gabriel Bone of France. Oh, they want to have a look at it, I think. Did he kick it on, or did he lose control in trying to regather? That's a question that needs to be answered by the referees.
Yeah, certainly from up here, it's not far away from us here. I would say that it's a fine score, but I'm wrong. How about that?
Doesn't happen every day, Andy. Anyway, if I'm honest, it was my instinct. He was trying to catch the ball, and then his knee got there first. It was uncontrolled, so not surprising that the referee has called that back. We're too far away to see it in any detail.
Yes, my glasses are not working that well just now, but again, lovely opportunity there, lovely option as well to put that kick in and chase. And yeah, if he had a little bit more control, it was a definite try. But however, lucky for Lithuania on this occasion. Now they have the scrum, and let's see if they can get out of here.
Yep, and they're moving the ball nicely. Prelides puts boot to ball against this strong split wind. Just about works out for them, but France do snap it up. I think that was Matiron. My mistake, it was Wassermann. Johann Wassermann, a very German sounding name there on this French side. And they come back down the right hand side. Oh, forcing that offload. So that wasn't quite necessary. They could have just gone through the phases some more, but he went for the killer punch and coughed up ball for Lithuania.
Yeah, good option there from Prelides. We talked about that in one of the previous games. I think it was the Turkey women's game, where they were not kicking the ball far enough, and on this occasion, great big low kick, making France to turn round and go and chase back, which was a great chase back, to be fair to them. Get in there before the winger from Lithuania. However, when they turned and went on the attack, little mistake in the midfield, giving the ball back to Lithuania. A good position for a scrum.
Indeed it is. And here we go, they're off. Getting scragged down at the back of that scrum. Oh, the French power coming in once more, just as the Lithuanian stands up a little bit in that contact, exposing his back.
Yeah, once again, look at that leg drive. He just, got round on the man, controlled him, got his arms around his body, made him have to lift his hands up to try and get the basketball pass away, and just kept driving his legs to force that mistake. So well played in the French defence there.
Yeah, and you mentioned it before, they work really hard for each other, don't they? So they've coughed up the ball, they've made a mistake, and then the rest of the team has compensated that, and they've got it back. And they're off. Looking for an opportunity here. Going straight through the middle. Poani Bosmori for the try. That looked to be slightly too easy off that first phase attack, Andy.
Yeah, once again, made to look easy by just some great play, made to look easy by controlled ball going into the right positions. And even a dummy runner on the outside as well, just maybe Lithuania took their eyes off the ball carrier. But through he went for a score. Good team score, looked easy, but I'm pretty sure they've worked hard in training for those opportunities to arise.
Let's see what Lithuania can do in the second half.
Yeah, beautiful balanced running. And we're back underway. France once more with a good kick-off, but Lithuania up to the challenge, rising well for the overhead catch and distributing into the wide channels, accelerating onto the passes nicely. Almost up to the halfway line with that carry. And they tried to go through the middle, and that's just given France another opportunity to counter ruck, but this time just slight error in the execution. So Lithuania maintain possession through the penalty, and they're off over the 10-metre line. There's a promising build-up here for Lithuania. It's reminiscent of how they got that first try. On again, France with the physicality in defence, and that earns them the right to attack. Ball just doesn't quite break for them, but wasn't that a good hustle, Andy, once more?
Yeah, I mean, Lithuania, lovely attack. They're moving the ball wide, balls out in front. They're coming on at pace, looking really, really good. Forced the penalty, went quickly. Not a bad option to do there, and then just on the defence there from France, that leg drive again, that tackle, fantastic. And unfortunately, Bloom, when he went through, couldn't get control of the ball and out into touch for Lithuanian line out.
No, the ball just going over the top there, all the way over to the French receiver, who gratefully moves it on to his teammate, and they're in for the try. Mondina. A little bit of luck, but even the best teams do need a little bit of luck sometimes, but that just extends France's control over this game. We've got 1 minute left to play and an unassailable lead now.
Yeah, I mean, you create some luck there. You know, they put a jumper up at the front there, which means that Lithuania have to go long on the line out. And in this wind, it's not easy to land the ball where you want it to land. And it's well pounced on by the French team, and eventually getting the ball out to Mondina, who went in for a good score. France very much in control of this game, as I think we would have expected.
And there we see Perez and Perez Jr. No, that is not his son. Just a body double. We're off. 15 seconds left in the clock, and Lithuania have ball in hand. Poorly executed pass just slows down the attack somewhat. And we hear the hooter sounding. That is the end of the game. So the next break or score would see the referee blow the final whistle here. Lithuania want to play though. They want to reduce that deficit. On once more, France just with the decision making around the breakdown. Oh! But it was a penalty for Lithuania. Hands on the floor, not supporting his body weight. A very awkward looking step there, but didn't quite work out. Oh! Le Flamand with the pressure. And Lithuania really struggling to control the ball now. They're just coming under wave after wave of attack from the French.
Yeah, the French pressure is unbelievable. They're just really pressuring Lithuania, who actually have been making some really good passes and really trying hard. It's just the one little pass in the middle just slows things down. If they can all get the hard flat passes in, they'll get a lot more purchase in this game or in their next game. But the French are they're just stuffing them out, aren't they?
Absolutely, and Leflamont getting right into the action there once more with a couple of touches on that ball. He's looked very impressive in this opening fixture, so it's not just your older experienced heads. Here we go, France doing the job. Again, a lovely little step, getting the ball free for the offload. A big fend comes in, another offload, and that is the try that will wrap it up for France. Mignot
going in for the score. Lovely little one-handed offload again. That was Matthew Froome that was there to support Bos Morgan as he went through. So again, we're seeing the French supporting each other, getting the opportunities to have the little pop pass, the little offloads. Too strong for Lithuania on this occasion. And again, I think we'll be seeing them in the top four on final day.
Well, that would certainly be what they'll be targeting.
Spain v GB. Spain to kick off. Playing left to right. Playing with the wind as they
Knock it nice and long. GB straight into this attack.
Yeah, and they're off here looking lively. That pass just going behind the supporting player, putting an end to that attack just briefly. But retaining possession well. Frostwick with a big loopy pass, that was dangerous. But it's worked. And GB maintaining possession under all this pressure. Spain have somehow come up with that and just reached out and touched it down on the line. That was one heck of a stretch. And it's got Spain ahead here in the early stages of the game.
Yeah, a little unexpected. I'm not sure we saw exactly what was going on there, but they haven't reached out for a little score there, so well done.
Absolutely, yeah. Spain being opportunists there. Getting the job done. And getting us back underway again. Long kick, long high kick with a lot of hang time. Fielded well by Great Britain, and Just a nice little step and shift into the wide channel there. Frostwick looking to create the 2-on-1, but Spain, defending that well. And Great Britain back down to the left-hand side. Again, retaining possession well. But the Spanish attack is able to push up hard. Frostwick gets the little half break and distributes beautifully out to the wing. Lloyd Gilmore for the try. That's Finlay Lloyd Gilmore getting Britain off the mark. 7 points to 5 with a conversion still to come.
Yeah, that was some good control from GB there, wasn't it? They moved the ball into the middle, Frostwick with a hard line, bringing it back to throw a lovely pass on this wind, which is never easy. To Lloyd Gilmore, as you said, really hitting the pace down the outside and outstrip the Spanish defence.
Yeah, and Tom Burton of Exeter University getting the extras. It's 7-7, it's all level here. Spain not able to gather that. I thought they might have knocked it on, but I'm not seeing that the arm come out for advantage. In fact, it's been fumbled in that breakdown by Team GB, so it will be a scrum to Spain. And a little breather. And Spain are off. Out to the wide left. Lloyd Gilmore trying to just shepherd the Spanish attacker. And they go wide once more. Slight inaccuracy in the execution in the midfield, forcing them just to hit it up and rebuild. Britain looking for the jackal, getting in a strong position, but not on that ball. And another technical inaccuracy from the Spanish. Forced knock on under immense pressure there. And these unforced errors, they could hurt the Spanish in the long term, couldn't they?
Absolutely. I mean, that's good pressure from GB. They already starting much better than they did in the last tournament. They've obviously had a bit of time together now, starting to get to know each other. A couple of slight changes in the team, but that's much better. But Spain, you know, they don't look in control at the moment. They don't look like they're settled just yet. They need to get into that position quite quickly.
Lloyd Gilmore once more with the footwork and the physicality. Frostwick to recycle. Coming down to this left-hand side here once more. They've had some success already, but no return on this occasion. And Spain come up with the ball. After that lands back in British hands, we will see the scrum.
Yeah, Canepa Mendel just trying something there. He knew he had the advantage there, so just tried a little chip and chase. However, didn't bounce up into his hands perfectly, so we'll go back to the scrum for Spain, and we'll see Gokarius Moras put this ball in, and I'm suspecting that they'll try and move it to the outside channels, possibly even a big boot down the field.
Britain defending well, shepherding the Spanish towards the touchline. Not letting them exit the 22 on this occasion. Oh, but Spain now do find some space before another loose offload just costs them that attack. And Great Britain pile into the breakdown, win the penalty. Frostwick takes it quickly, steps and passes. Another pass, that's Kildun. Kildun with the assist. And Finlay Lloyd Gilmore with the touchdown. And yes, I did say Kildun, that's Samuel Kildun, little brother of Ellie Kildun. She's here watching it today, and I'm hearing we're going to get an interview. So, any Kildun fans out there, stay tuned.
Yeah, this is much more like the Team GB that we know. They're moving the ball quickly, they're putting the ball in hand, they've got support players always on hand to support as is their job. However, a bit disappointing from Spain. They did really well to try and secure the ball on the near side when they got knocked backwards, but their scramble defence was just not set back quickly enough. They weren't in position, so GB were able to capitalise on and what turned out to be an easy finish, but no pressure from Spain to really try and put GB in a position where they need to make those or can make those errors. Anyway, half time. As we're going to half time, GB up by 12 points to 7 against Spain. Still a close game. They're not running away with it. That's one thing. Spain, this little regroup might be good for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right. So Spain finished 6th in Hamburg, and Great Britain finished 7th. You know, they both teams would have been disappointed with that. Spain rebuilding slightly with their squad. They've seen a couple of experienced players exit, and so they're in a rebuilding phase, but they'll still be looking to up the ante here. Great Britain will be delighted with the way they started this tournament, looking much more confident than they did in Hamburg. There was something just didn't seem right there, and they'll definitely be looking to improve on that 7th place finish that they got there. Talking about Hamburg, it was Germany that won that tournament. They beat GB in the quarters, and they'll be up next against Poland. Back to the action here though. Great Britain 12, Spain 7. Frostwick gets us underway. A good high long kick, almost right out to the touchline. But Spain deal with it well, and they found an opportunity just to break here with that inside step. Charging through, looking for the basketball pass. Recycling infield. Frostwick putting the pressure on there, but Spain able to get round the corner. And recycling very quickly, keeping the ball alive. Great Britain seem to have regathered well, finding the defensive shape again. And Tom Burton putting on the pressure. Oh, a very good turnover again. Once more Britain coming up when they needed it most. Kildun out, moving the ball on cleanly. Frostwick distributes once more to Tom Burton. Burton stepping on the inside, getting a little fend in. And offloading, but only to the Spanish hands. Oh, and the counter ruck is effective. So Britain with the ball, they've lost it and they've won it back straight away within just a couple of seconds. Lloyd Gilmore with the break after Frostwick just manipulates that defence. He's the playmaker, and Lloyd Gilmore is the finisher.
Yeah, that's a great finish there from Lloyd Gilmore. What I really like there, if we take it back to the Spanish attack, about 1.5 minutes before, they got right the way into the GB 22. Every player back from GB, they worked hard, whereas last tournament we saw 5, maybe 4 players getting back. This time we're seeing all 7 behind the ball, getting structured again, getting into good defensive shape, so Spain couldn't capitalise on their break. And then when they get turnovers, see Frostwick again just putting a bit of pace into it and getting a bit of go forward, and eventually Lloyd Gilmore seen that gap and just running through for the score.
Spain distributing that ball well from the kickoff. Back into the wide channels. The systems haven't quite been working yet, but they will stay true to them. And this is how Spain like to play their sevens rugby. And that is the breakthrough, the middle, charging down the field. Canepa, Mendo for the try. That's how quickly things can change in sevens rugby.
Absolutely. I mean, Canepa Mendo's a cracking player, and he's had a couple of little opportunities. He's not had the space to really run in, and that's the first opportunity. He's really got the one-on-one, took to the outside shoulder, showed his power and his pace, and went through for the score. Well played, Canepa Mendo.
Indeed. And with that, we've got a real game in our hands. In Pool A, Great Britain leading Spain, but it's a thin lead of only 5 points. And putting up a big high kickoff, very contestable. It sailed over everyone's heads and into touch. Great Britain will have the line out.
Yeah, this wind is difficult to contend with, isn't it, for all teams? So not an easy thing, though. Something they'll have to work out over the course of the day and possibly even tomorrow. So we see Spain win that line out.
They do indeed, and they distribute back down to the right hand side. We've seen them do this before. They'll need to just be a little bit more accurate if they want to finish it off. Back into the midfield. Once more, going wide. Little inside step and the offload is good. That's got them into the 22. Keeping it tight. Just maybe trying to get GB to overcommit slightly to this situation. Spain keeping control of this very nicely. They're only 5 points behind. Forced out of the 22 now though by Great Britain. Oh, and an unforced error. And you see the Spanish heads just kind of drop a little bit, the body language there. They know the significance of that. It's 2 minutes left on the clock, so they can still get their hands on the ball again and get that try. It's not over yet, but they understand that that was a moment that they needed to really execute.
Yeah, Perez Sevilla will not be happy with that. You could see his face there. They've done really well to move the ball side to side. However, once again, the structured defence from GB was very good. We just saw that wall of blue. There was nowhere to go. Spain were trying, but couldn't quite get there. I mean, Caguer, Meunier, he tried to get through there, but couldn't get any purchase at all, as we see GB launch an attack from their own 10-metre line again.
Yeah, and that's a new man. He's just taken the field. He replaced Kildum. That is Owsley, Freddie Owsley. A great talent. And Britain really do seem to have stacked the team with a few bigger names this tournament. He's one of them. So here we go, Frostwick. Just colliding with Tom Burton uncomfortably on that occasion. That slows things down a little bit. But everything is under control and just looking for a wee gap. Stepping on the inside and hotly contested by Spain. Not quite able to get on the ball, but that looked to be a good position, wasn't it? Yeah. Tom Burton. Sorry, Andy.
That's all right. I was going to say the Spanish are fighting for everything. There's a minute to go in this game, and they know they need that score, so they're in there competing for as much as they can and trying to get this game going. They want the win from this, but the GB defence and attack are both standing strong at the moment.
And we see another change. Charlie Shield takes the field. For Team Great Britain, of course. And a good line out. Gives Spain the platform they need. Oh, and using the afterburners. to great effect, but just not quite able to get the break. Great Britain stray offside and gives Spain the opportunity from the penalty. Oh, this could be quite some end to the game, Andy. We've got 15 seconds left on the clock. 5-point lead for Great Britain. Spain knocking on the door.
Yeah, I feel they'll take a scrum here and just have that opportunity to have some space to play in. But to be honest, the GB defence has been strong so far. As we hear the final hooter going. It's going to be an explosive end to the game, I think.
And that is the game for Great Britain. Their players are out on their feet. That was one of the best games we've had up to now in the tournament. That was really exciting stuff.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen the best of Spain yet. I think there's more to come, but I'm delighted to see that Team GB have come out here on better form than they did in the last tournament. So that's a good omen for them. But I'd be disappointed from a Spanish point of view. However, they'll get the opportunity to play a little bit better in their next game later today. As we'll move on to the next game, which will be, as Ian said earlier in commentary, Germany against Poland. We'll be back to that shortly.
We have one more match for you before we head into our lunch break for today. It's Germany, the winners of the Hamburg Sevens, taking on Poland.
Okay, and the teams take to the field. This is Pool A of the men's competition. Germany against Poland. Germany, the champions of their home tournament in Hamburg. That was the first leg. Poland with less satisfactory results, and they will look to build on them this weekend. Now Germany have made a couple of changes to their squad. They've rotated a little bit. We see Daniel Enneker come in this weekend. He will start this game on the bench, but some slight changes there. Player of the tournament, Hufnagel, remains in the starting lineup.
Yeah, I think Poland might struggle. I mean, they finished last in Hamburg, but they'll be wanting to make a bit of an amends. However, this German team should be too strong with them. A few changes, as you say. Obviously, Nicky Koch coming back in as well. It's good to see that. But yeah, this is a team again looking to win this tournament and finish top. However, Poland will be not looking to be a walkover, that's for sure.
No, there's no team as a walkover here at the European Championships for a reason. Germany should have the pedigree though, as we see Bennett File chasing back to gather that grubber kick. Does so well, looking for a support, running towards them, finds them, and Hufnagel who puts in a big fend. Germany camped out in their own 22 now. And they find a way out. Recycling well. Eichholz to Ume. Now Ume's a big lad, but he's not slow either. He's no slouch. Amakwedi, the real danger man, the try scorer, the finisher for Germany. Distributing back to Ume. Oh, and I said he was fast. That's him using it to great effect. Dragged down eventually, just short of the Polish 22, and Gleitzer distributes. Eichholz onto Gleitzer. Bennett File scragged on the 22, and once again Germany really using every centimetre of this pitch, playing in the width. And Hufnagel, he got the job done in Hamburg. That's why he was player of the tournament, and he's got his tournament here underway in a similar fashion with that first try.
Yeah, it's good patience there from Germany. They moved the ball wide into the wide channels. Didn't look to take too much contact, as it were, or get the ball away quickly. But they also recycled, moved the ball along their lines. As you said, Chris Ume down the far side from where we were sitting, showing a bit of pace. But good. I mean, there's good defense there from Bogus to start with in Poland, and back to this side again. Good tackles going on from Paszczykov. However, once Felix Hufnagel got his hands on that ball there was no stopping him through the gap. So well deserved try, and I think he converted his own try there to make it 7 points to 0 for Germany.
Eichholz gets us back underway with a big high kick. Poland take comfortably, and the pressure very much on Poland here, but they find a little half gap there and charging up the field well. Germany come in with a counter ruck, and it's beautiful work from first File. Now Amakwedi will score the second try against Poland. I was just saying, beautiful work for File for the counter ruck, and Eichholz's presence of mind just to play that ball quickly. A solid start to the fixture for Germany. They lead 12 points to 0 through tries from Amakwedi and previously Hufnagel.
Yeah, that one's a little bit too simple for Germany there, but they worked to get it. They got the ball back, so well played. And then Amakwedi going in there, a little bit of argy-bargy at the end there, always a bit of fun. But to be fair, Polish player quite rightly came in. If he's not going to put the ball down early, he's going to try and tackle him. But referee popped in just to stop that, try and cut it short as we see the kick from Hufnagel just drifting a little bit wide.
Yeah, and he really proved his value as a kicker as well in Hamburg. When the pressure's on, he seems to get them, but these conditions today are just not a kicker's conditions. Eichholz once more, putting up a nice high kick. This time Poland do struggle to gather, and it will be either a scrum or a line out for Germany, depending on what they choose. They go for the scrum option. Just to clear that up, anyone who's a little bit unsure on that, if the ball's knocked on into touch, then you get a choice. And Germany have chosen the scrum here. It wasn't a penalty, that wasn't why they had the choice, it was just knocked on into touch. Eichholz feeds. Engaging the defence, but is stripped of the ball and he has lost it forward. And that attack just fizzles out in unspectacular fashion. Slight break in play here. We see a little head knock there. Is that one of the Gleitzer brothers? I'm not quite sure, Andy. I didn't see who's gone down there, but the strapped legs would suggest Gleitzer from it. Yeah, and the nose confirms it.
I think it was Anton Gleitzer. He went in there just to try and compete for the ball and just got a loose head or a loose shoulder. totally accidental by the looks of it. But Eichholz had sort of gone into contact there and lost the ball as Gleitzer went in to try and secure it. It was a good opportunity. It was quite interesting seeing the position of the referee there, and Eichholz was running towards him there. And the referee had to step out of the way, so I don't know if it was the deliberate move by Eichholz there to run at him and try and get the advantage. But it didn't really work for him on this occasion, as he did spill the ball on the ground there. So Poland get the opportunity to launch an attack here from a scrum in a very prominent position.
Yeah, and Poland do feed that scrum. It holds up well. Oh, but they lose the ball straight away from that first phase. Amakwedi somehow gets his foot on it and gets his hands on it too. And Germany knocking on the door here, looking for number 3. Eichholz, Ume, pins back the ears, engages the defender and just feeds to File, Bennett File, for the third try of the fixture. Simple as you like, Andy.
Yeah, really good chase back from Poland there to get the tackle on Amakwedi. He's a fast man, but unfortunately for Poland, the speed of hand and the sleight of hand from Germany to get it back outside to Bennett File on the outside here was just too good. So they played really well there from a German point of view, but from a Polish point of view, they needed to be back even quicker and get into position. They're up against a superior opposition here, so they need to get into position much more quickly and put pressure on the passers to try and force an error. However, well played by Germany.
Yeah, back underway here with Poland once more faced with the task of building an attack from within their own 22. There's some space down here, but unable to get the ball there. Chris Ume defending very well for Germany. Dragged down just. Oh, and Germany come up with a ball, moving it to Eichholz. Eichholz to Gleitzer. Gleitzer to Amakwedi, and he'll jog it in with ease. One of the more simple tries that he'll score. We've seen him stepping the whole team before, and that was just one of his most easy ones. The work had already been done by his teammates.
Yeah, Poland just couldn't get out of their 5-metre line there, eventually going over their own try line and just getting out to present ball. However, Hufnagel came in for the steal there, managed to get the ball back, and again, really good handling from Germany to get it out to the wide channels and show that they can actually handle the ball really well, get it into the hands of that speedster, Amakwedi, who went over for the score, and Hufnagel also gets the 2 points.
Yeah, and we mentioned how successful Germany's tournament was on home soil in Hamburg. One of the things that impressed me the most wasn't the tries from Amakwedi, from a Hufnagel, it wasn't the kicks, it was the fact that they didn't concede a single point in the group stages. I think from the first 5 games, so group stage, quarter-final and semi, they had 4 games in which they didn't concede a single point.
Yeah, I mean that was quite impressive from Germany for that, showing that their defence is good, and if they can keep that up for this tournament, fantastic. I'm sure that will be a bit of a coach's dream, especially the defence coach side of things. I really like their handling. I think that they've gotten better. Their fitness levels have never been in question, I don't think, and their commitment, but their defence there, and for me their handling at speed seems to have improved over the last couple of years immensely, and that I think also coincides with strength and depth of the squad. So maybe they're getting more people training, therefore under pressure, and people want to play for their country. So if they are under pressure, they have to perform, and that's maybe bringing out the best in the team.
Yeah, it certainly is. Looking like a very effective setup at the moment. They've been around for a while though, you know, Germany have been knocking on the door for championships. They won it They won the European Championships back in 2019. Runners up in 18, 2020 and 2021 as well. But they've never had a result better than the third place finish on Croatian soil. Looking to change that this weekend, I assume. So, and that is going to go too long, sailing over the head of the new player, Daniel Enneke. Just been brought onto the pitch in half-time.
Yeah, this wind's still proving tricky for teams. Still getting used to it, although it does seem to have died down a little bit. However, it's still obviously a strong wind, as we see Germany with the restart.
Yeah, and they've also brought on Nicky Koch, so lots of experience in the park now. And that kick evading the chasing players. I believe it's evaded all of them. There's a little knock on in there somewhere.
Yeah, I think it was just knocked on in the dead ball area. Had a little bit of a nasty bounce, just the Polish player couldn't get his hands to it, but then the German, there's two chasing Germans, Enneke being one of them, and one of them managed to just get a hand to it, but unfortunately knock it on by the looks of things. So it'll be a Poland scrum, 5 metres out. Let's see if they can attack from here and go and get a full length around.
Oh, and they go down the blind side. There's spotted a bit of space there. Once more, blind. But that space that they had found is quickly covered by the German defence. At what point will they put boot to ball? And that's the point. It's a little grubber. It's an interesting tactic. It's worked for them though. It's at least relieved the immediate pressure. And there's a high tackle in there as well, so they're able to take the ball quickly up the park now. The two new players, Enneke and Koch, combining to make that tackle. Oh, the great little inside step. But the ball just dribbling forward. That was Lukas Niedzwiecki with the great little bit of work there before eventually just unfortunately coughing it up.
Yeah, they did really well to get out of that tight predicament they had in their 5 metre and their in-goal area. Germany, the press there from Germany, forcing them to go back to the blind side and really put them under pressure. Brought the best out in them with that little grubber kick and a chase. I would like to have seen a winger in there or a scrum half just sitting in behind for that kick. You could feel it coming. It's the only option they really had. But Poland dealt with that really well and chased. They had 3 chasers. Recovered the ball, got down to the halfway, but unfortunately Niedzwiecki had unfortunately stuck his hand on it to get a little knock on to give Germany the scrum on the halfway line.
Yeah, Germany have made another change, leaving the pitch with Bennett File, and he's been replaced by Wiese. Wiese, a big physical man on both sides of the ball. But back to the action in hand, and Enneke with a good strong carry there. Koch distributes. Again, back to the blind side, and Hufnagel stepping and creating the space for Enneke, who just jogs in to finish it off and get a try of his own.
Yeah, made to look really simple in the end there. It was interesting to see Nicky Koch going a nice big wide pass out to Henry Smeed there. And the outside players, I think it was File, was just too far away, so they came back to the near side. Eventually putting the ball through the hands, and Hufnagel giving the easy pass to Enneke for his first score of the weekend.
The kick just being shanked slightly there. So Germany stay on 29 points to 0 against Poland. We have 3 minutes just over left to play in this last of the men's fixtures of Block 2. Poland taking that kick-off well. Rewarded with a penalty, and they're off straight into attack. They would have loved to have got to try their own, but Enika has picked their pockets. Hoofnagel. Not much going on there, so he just secures things. Wiese finding the offload to number 12, Sinderman.
And off he goes. Germany number 12, Peter Sinderman scores the next try. That takes Germany to a 34-0 lead. Good this time. Felix Hoofnagel.
And Felix Hoofnagel with a successful kick, so Germany go up to 36 points to 0. Approximately 1.5 minutes left on the clock, and Koch goes for a cheeky little kick down the middle, and Poland are awake to that as well. They break one tackle, so now they've got the overlap down this left-hand side. Not had the best of games, this Polish team, but they will not go away. They will not give up. Still taking it to the Germans. And Germany dealing with it well. Gleitze. Stepping and hitting it up, and Ume covers. But there's just a slight little technical error there. And we'll hand the ball back to Poland. 1 minute left to play. Germany 36, Poland 0 in this Pool A fixture.
Yeah, Germany very much in control of this game, as you say. Poland haven't really got into it at all. They've not really had the opportunity to try anything. As we see Henry Smeed coming off there, having a well-earned rest after a couple of good breaks in there. But yeah, I mean, Poland need to pull something out of the bag a little bit if they want to progress in this in any way. And there's glimmers of hope there, but they need to be a few more than just those little glimmers as Germany put the pressure on them again.
Good job by Poland here, and they've got an opportunity through that penalty. Out to the right. Oh, and the hooter just creates the pressure that Poland need to knock on that ball. What a anticlimax at the end of the whole game. But Germany, with a positive start to the tournament, they were the champions from Hamburg. They're looking to repeat that here in Split, Croatia, and they've got things off to a perfect start with a 36-0 win against their neighbours, Poland.
Yeah, quite a comprehensive win, I would say. That's a good start from Germany. There's probably still some more to come. They'll have tougher opposition to play against. So we'll see how that goes as the tournament progresses. Poland definitely a bit of work to do when they'll come up to their next match.
8:30.
So we're going into the extended break. Tune in later today for the rest of the action. But we are away to get some food now and hydrate.